there, welcome back to Build-A-Stitch. I'm going to go through and do another little flower here, kind of a spiky one, and it's going to be two-tone. So I have two different colors. I've got a dark purple and a light purple here. I think there's going to be enough contrast on here for that. So these are a really simple little flower, but will look pretty cool. And I'm going to just, like, you can do a lot more of these if you want, depending on what you want to do with your flower. But it's basically going to be straight stitches with French knots at the end. So you can do this a couple of ways. You can just do it straight up and then just skip a really scant stitch there, so you can see there's like one thread there, and do the French knot. And that's probably my favorite way to do this one. And then go back down to the bottom, and I'm going to establish my axis on this particular flower real quick here. So I'm going to go straight down, and I'm not going to worry about skipping anything, a thread down there. I am right now just because I'm trying to avoid the knot down there. That's underneath, but you can go either way there. Getting tangled up in my thread this morning. Just like that. And then we can do the sides. And the thing is, this center is going to get really big if you keep coming out. So, of the same hole, it's going to get bumpy. So you don't have to do that because we're going to put more stitches there with the other color too. So I'm also doing two different lengths. So this lighter color I'm doing as a shorter length than the darker color will be. So you could also do these as the elongated French knots, which I will show you in just a second. Elongated French knots are just fine, nothing wrong with them. I just think they look like little snails, and they just don't, they're not as straight on there. So to do the elongated French knot, you just twist your thread there, and then you just pull it up to wherever you want that stitch to be, and you go down there. And so it looks fairly similar. For me, a lot of times it looks like it's almost curved, just the way the straight stitch comes out. So these really straight, and that's just up there at the end. This one kind of comes at a bit of an angle and then goes into the twist. So it doesn't really matter. It's whatever look you prefer. I kind of like this look better. So whatever you want. Okay, so back to my stitches here. I'm going to do a few more of these on these other axes, and actually it might be, I don't know, I was going to say it might be faster just to do the straight stitches and then just to do the French knots, but I don't know that it really matters. Just do them in whatever order you feel like. thread is twisting. I'm gonna just let it untwist for a second. Sometimes you'll find that your thread's twisting up, and when I have that problem, I just let it hang for a minute and untwist. Okay, so here's my last inner French knot. So there's kind of the center of my little flower here. Little spiky flower. Tie this one off. And now I'm going to use my darker thread, and I'm going to come in the same places, but in between these, and do longer ones. And since I already have the axis all set up here, I don't need to worry about that. I can just stitch right around. The one thing that I do like to do is come out from the middle of this. It just feels like a better order to do it than going in to the middle. Center is getting kind of hard to get into there. I'll take a look at it when we're finished here. And I tie off. So I'm trying to do these about the same length, but you know, some of them might be a little bit longer than others, and that's okay because flowers have those kinds of little imperfections. This is kind of a relaxing flower to make. It's kind of do a stitch, do a knot. Nothing fancy. You don't have to think too hard about how it's going to go together. Just set up that axis. I've seen some that have a lot more just kind of these stitches. I don't know how you'd get a lot more in there, but they seem like they have a lot more. I've just kind of seen these randomly online, like Pinterest boards and things that don't have names with them, unfortunately. But I have seen them in a bunch of places, so I don't know. Anyway, last one here. Coming out from the center. Up there. So there is this nice little spiky flower, two-tone, two-colored. That's a really fun one. I really like that one. So anyway, I'm going to stop there for today. Have a fantastic rest of your day.